my years of service and how many units that I'd work on doing maintenance and stuff like that, and the top discharge units were always full leaves in the bottom of the unit. So if you literally didn't take it apart and suck the leaves and stuff out of it, then if you washed the thing out, the whole thing sat there in a bucket of water because the drain ports were all plugged up on it. The bottom pans would rust out on them. The half the time they're buried in their landscaping of their mulch. You can't even see the pad anymore. So in most HVAC companies and preventative maintenance, and I'm not calling them out and saying it's a bad thing, but preventative maintenance don't allow, you're not paying them the time that it would take to actually take that all apart and clean that unit on a basic maintenance. That would be an additional charge because it's more time consuming to disassemble the unit and clean it all out. With the horizontal discharge, the top of that unit is capped. You're not going to be having a bunch of leaves down in the bottom of that unit. You're not rusting up base pans or anything like that. Your compressor, all your controls and everything out of the weather, completely enclosed. You're not dealing with the weather affecting pressure transducers, pressure switches, all that kind of stuff. So the longevity of the equipment, in my opinion, is greater with the side discharge units than it is with a vertical discharge, because your vertical discharge units, your low pressure switches, high pressure switches, and all that, even though the controls itself, whether it's a circuit board or whatever, it's not in the weather. But them other controls that are pressure sensing devices and stuff like that are very much in the rain, snow, and whatever else is hitting. So.
Right. Well, on that debris thing that you're talking about, if you're talking about a heat pump, if it can't drain properly during defrost, you're going to get a lot of ice that builds up in the bottom of that pan. If you get enough of that ice that builds up there, you can cause damage to the outdoor coil. It can
And
crush
we
the
did,
coil, that kind of thing.
and I've dealt with that when I've supported the manufacturer, and that we call that ice damming.
Yeah.
And it's because the water couldn't drain away from it, and it would build up, refreeze, and smash the bottom of the coil. But I will say, even with side discharge units, if you're in a cold climate, if you're not elevating those units up off the ground and allowing for that defrost water to run away from it, the same thing can happen with a discharge unit, not because of debris being in the way, just because the unit's not elevated for the water to be able to run away from the unit.
I
And you
gotcha.
build up ice on the
So
outside
you,
of the unit, which builds it underneath the unit, which smashes the coil.
right. So you call that dam icing? Is that what you said?
Ice damming.
Oh, okay. Make a little joke there. All right.
Damn icing. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, the person that's units down, I'm sure they're saying it's some damn icing.
Yeah.